All right. Well, we all know that the government is very, very interested in protecting children and in ferreting out anywhere where there's any even remote discussions about child pornography or anything of that nature. So, of course, it comes as no surprise. But once again, we learn that the place that the government needs to be looking for is actually in the break room at their own local offices and agencies, or certainly in the closet, maybe the bathrooms or even in the backyard, so to speak. And this is because, once again, we have a new scandal in which, sadly, the national security agencies of our government here in the United States are instead focusing on sexually explicit chatter and on internal servers, where only they get to see what's going on, and where I suppose they should be monitoring other things or at least chatting about what they have uncovered to keep us all safe. But instead, they're talking about kinky sex acts, sex with children, the acts that they would like to participate in, the acts that they've already participated in, and worse, and more than firing, which is one of the few things I would applaud the current Trump regime about. Um, Maybe there'll be prosecutions too. We don't know. It's still pretty early. I find it hard to believe that they should be speaking so sexually charged about children and yet not have any prosecution. Some of us didn't talk at all about children. Others of us actually did something with a child and got no penalty for it at all. So it's very topsy turvy. We'll find out if they actually get a penalty, which certainly they deserve. But more importantly, it brings up lots of other questions. What are you doing when you should be working to keep us all safe? Why are you doing this? And maybe the government needs to spend a little bit of time looking at itself. And this is not the first time, folks. I'll post the articles down below here, but the article by WHR TV out of Indianapolis published a piece where they were talking about Tulsi Gabbard, Trump's one of his latest hires to be national security director, coordinating all of this, fired these folks. But since the Trumpites have only been in office for 33 days or so, um, probably this investigation started earlier. And this is not the first time this has happened. It happened under the Biden administration, it happened before that, it happened under the Bush administration. Um, I located an article on clearancejobs.com from March 3rd, 2018, where they warned people who work in government that your accounts are being monitored. You agreed that they're being monitored each time you log on. So why they didn't know this, I don't know. It also makes you wonder about the nature of the job. Maybe it's a very lonely job. Maybe it's a very isolating job. I don't know. I'm not making excuses, certainly, but it does seem that it's worth looking into because this keeps happening. Maybe what these folks need is some kind of counseling, some kind of legitimate, honest, healthy outlet. I don't know. Um, this happened. Rolling Stone reports on the 7th day of March 2018 even says that one analysis of what the feds were doing at that time, they spent the equivalent of 10 full work days talking about pornography of various sorts. 10 full work days in this one analysis. And now that we have things like OnlyFans or Only Just Fans or whatever it's called, um, that people can subscribe to, you have a lot of things coming out that never would have come out before. You have people in powerful positions who are exposed. We have a case in January 27th of this year, about a month ago, almost to the day, a former UW, University of Wisconsin lacrosse chancellor and his wife, who had a pretty sexually explicit cooking show that they did, um, also did some private moment videos, let's say. And in these private moment videos, they talk about how pornography has actually enhanced their sex life. And that's wonderful, except that it got to the attention apparently of the Board of Regents, and this chancellor of the system lost his job, and now he's clawing to try to get it back, leveraging his tenure to at least get a tenured teaching position back. So, I mean, this is something we as a society may actually have to deal with. I've talked about this several times on here. What is going on that we have anybody from police officers to government agents to average and ordinary people, teachers, coaches, and others who are being involved in these sorts of activities, which apparently have gone on for some time, the police will tell us, and history will tell us, and my own research has told us for quite a few generations. But now it's a problem of a different sort because the police are coming after it with a vengeance because they've discovered that public approbation and money flowing really makes it something that, like few other things in the job, can make them look very, very good. And the public thinks that they're actually helping children. Unfortunately, we know that many children who are really being exploited are being ignored. We know that fake personae are treated better than actually children who are being exploited, and that people are destroying careers who just didn't intend anything, and others who are just want some kind of kinky little thing on the side with an adult, and they're role playing and they're being destroyed, being claimed, the claim being that they are trying to molest kids. It really is a mixed up world we're in right now. I hope we certainly can figure it out, but destroying people's lives indiscriminately maybe isn't the way to go about it. At the same time, again, government, you might want to look in your backyard. I've encouraged you to look harder on the deep and the dark web and focus your efforts on the real sophisticated people who do horrible things to children, trafficking them all over the place. But maybe you ought to start in your own backyard rather than going anywhere else. This is ICAC Unpacked. I'm Norman Michael Asian. Have a good day.